Hello and welcome to Spirit Touched. We're going to be in Psalm 91. And there may be some repeating in it, but that's okay. If I do, then that means it bears repeating. Let's take a look at the psalm. This church that I'm a member of right now has been living and operating under since the virus first broke out. We posted it on a door or window of our homes. Mine is still there. Verse 1 tells us, "Those who live in the shelter of the Most High find rest in the shadow of Him." Verse 2, He's our only refuge, our only safe place. That's why we can trust Him. Verse 3, He knows where the traps of sin are. He knows every plague there is. His wings are our shield. That Ephesians 6 armor we wear contains His faithful promises. So even His promises can protect us. With protection like that, there's no reason for us to ever be afraid. Day or night, with those strong wings under us, over us, nothing can harm us. It also tells us that evil people who do wicked things do not have that protection and they will be punished. Take a really good look at all the things we can do when His angels are protecting us. Wow. And we only think we're powerless. All of that is for those who love God and who trust Him with all their heart. When notice that in those 16 verses, the word will appears 11 times. Whose will is it? God's will. This is probably the most powerful psalm that Moses wrote. This is why we need to stay in God's will. There's no force anywhere more powerful than the will of God. Why? Because it's backed by His deep love for us. This is why our God is totally unstoppable. There are 11 things you will find sheltering in Elyon, the Most High: rest, rescue, shield, shelter. Evil will not touch you. Angels will hold you. Protection, answers. He will be with you. Satisfaction, serenity. As your guardian, God sizes up everyone who comes near you, just like the Secret Service agents do for the president. Angels are on patrol while you sleep. His wings are your shield, and the feathers are your shelter. The pinions of those feathers are stronger than steel. They protect you from Satan's traps and darts, fatal plagues, night terrors, and danger by day. So, what about bad things that happen? God looks at them with confidence that you and He can handle it because He knows the end before it starts. Those bad things can strengthen faith. James 1 2 through 4. They are also faith builders. Psalm 138 8. Check out what Jesus says in John 5:17. That tells us God will keep working on us until Jesus comes. Joshua 21:45 tells us there's none more reliable than God. We can stand on Isaiah 12:2. Allstate Insurance has it all wrong. The real truth is we are in good hands with God. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, you will find all the 15 blessings promised in this beautiful psalm. Google the song, My God is More Than Enough. It's thought that Moses wrote this psalm. See verse 14. Yes, we do find refuge under his mighty wings. We will also find a growing ability to trust him even more. That refuge also makes us more aware of his overflowing love. In verse 1, that shelter means secret place. As we abide in his shadow, we will find rest. Corrie ten Boom lived in this psalm. It was her hiding place. In verse 2, fortress means strength. Starting in verse 3, let's look at what he saves us from when we abide in that fortress. The fowler's snare, deadly pestilence, because we are covered by his feathers. His faithfulness and truth will be our shield. That rampart is our defense. We will not fear the terror of the night, or those arrows that come by day. Notice in verse 6 that pestilence stalks around in the darkness, and verse 6 that plagues destroys at midday, yet it will not come near you no matter how many times you are exposed. With him as our refuge, no harm of any kind can come close to us because his angels are guarding us. They will lift you up so you don't stumble over stones. No lions or snakes can harm us either. Why? Because we will be the ones doing trampling on them. What a promise. When we acknowledge his name, he rescues and protects us. When we call for help, he answers. He is with us in trouble and delivers us. He even honors us. He satisfies us with long life. He shows us his salvation, which is Jesus. Maybe Moses had Isaiah 40:31 in mind when he wrote this, because when we are under those wings, there's hope that gets renewed. Runners won't grow tired. Even walking will not cause us to faint. Oh, please help us, Lord, in all these areas. This is indeed blessed assurance when you live under this psalm. Those deep waters of despair and depression cannot harm you. They might come, but you will not drown, because God is our life preserver, and the water doesn't hold him up. He holds up the water. You may send your prayer request to heanswerstwo@gmail.com.